Diablo 4 Season 4 has made gathering gems much harder than it's ever been, but after a lot of testing, I found the best way to get the most fragments and fast. And you get a bunch of extra greater affix gear too. And it's Nightmare Dungeons. They're way better than Hell Tides. You might think it because the Hell Tides has so many enemies that you get way more fragments, but time spent and farming strategies aside, Hell Tides are not as fast as Nightmare Dungeons. First thing you want to do is make sure to get to level 100, because level 100 you're going to get the most fragments. Fragments drop based on your level, and when you get to level 100 you're going to get the most of them. When you're crafting sigils, make sure you're crafting 61 to 70 tier and scrapping the following. Anything 65 or under, so that you're fighting at least level 120 mobs or higher. This doesn't increase the drop rate of the fragments, but it does give you a higher chance to get the legendary affix gear. I've tested it on both lower end greater dungeons and on these 120 mobs or higher, and by far I was getting way more legendary affix gear fighting the 120s. Also scrap anything that says Drifting Shade, Gouts of Flame, Poison, or the 85% energy shield. All that stuff just slows you down and makes it more annoying. You want to be going fast and you don't have to worry about annoying mechanics. When you're running these dungeons, of course, look for the glowing dudes. If you didn't know, those glowing dudes are the ones that have the fragments guaranteed, but elites have a way higher chance of also dropping fragments, so make sure you're killing elites. If it's not an elite or a glowing dude, just skip them unless you have to complete the dungeon. Open only the silent chests. Regular chests never have any fragments. All the testing I did, there was maybe once that it had fragments, so only open the silent chests. If that silent chest accidentally triggers some kind of event, just run away. The time you take to complete the event doesn't yield enough extra fragments, and the elites that spawn at the end of it, it's just too long of a time if you're wanting to go fast. Speaking of events, don't run any of them. No matter what, I have gotten some fragments out of it, but the time it took to get it, I could have already been done with it and running a whole nother dungeon to get more of these fragments. If you accidentally trigger some event in some way, just run away from it. You don't need to finish it. And the last thing you want to do is make sure you clear the boss for the bonus loot. Sometimes you get some good loot off of that, but you also get the rune shards for running the pit, and eventually from completing them. You have to complete it and kill the boss to complete it for the whispers. Eventually you'll get a whisper completion from doing all of these nightmare dungeons, just because it's a little bonus, and then you can go collect that whisper cache, and that whisper cache will give you a whole bunch of extra fragments on top of that. But you don't have to shoot for it, you just get it eventually. And that's the strat. I've gotten a ton of fragments, and I'm crafting up all my top tier gems. Hopefully this has helped you out. I know gems can be a real pain in the ass, so hopefully this is a little bit less of a pain, and you can craft to your heart's delight. If you like this video, throw a like on there for me, and if you want for more videos like this and for other gaming content, make sure and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you later.